आज का हमारा टॉपिक है यूकैरियोटिक ट्रांसलेशन। अगर आपको चैनल पसंद आया तो एक लाइक तो बनता है, और ऐसे ही वीडियो देखने के लिए मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए। तो चलो आज का लेक्चर स्टार्ट कर देते हैं। दैट इज प्रोकैरियोटिक, दैट इज यूकैरियोटिक ट्रांसलेशन। ओके, हमने तो प्रोकैरियोटिक ट्रांसलेशन पहले ही समझ के लिया है। अभी हम स्टार्ट करते हैं ट्रांसलेशन इन यूकैरियोट्स। प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस हमने इसके पहले तो समझ लिया। प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस में दो प्रकार के स्टेप्स होते हैं, ट्रांसक्रिप्शन और दूसरी स्टेप्स है ट्रांसलेशन। ट्रांसक्रिप्शन स्टेप्स हमने अच्छी तरह से समझ लिया, और उसके बाद हमने ट्रांसलेशन इन प्रोकैरियोट्स और ट्रांसलेशन इन प्रोकैरियोट्स के इस चैप्टर को समझते वक्त उस चैप्टर के दो पार्ट्स हमने बनाए। ट्रांसलेशन इन प्रोकैरियोट्स के जैसे कि एक्टिवेशन एंड इनिशिएशन वाला एक पार्ट बनाया, और दूसरा इलांगेशन एंड टर्मिनेशन का पार्ट बनाया है। उस पार्ट को आप देखो तो आगे आपको ट्रांसलेशन इन यूकैरियोट्स समझने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं जा सकती है। इसलिए तो चलो आज हम आपको ट्रांसलेशन इन यूकैरियोट्स समझाते हैं। ट्रांसलेशन इन यूकैरियोट्स समझते वक्त हमको ट्रांसलेशन क्या है ये समझना है। इन प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस, व्हाट इज प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस? Protein synthesis is nothing but the process in which the protein is synthesized. In the process of protein synthesis from the amino acids specified by the sequence of codon in mRNA, that is the messenger RNA, is called translation. Translation is the first stage of protein biosynthesis. Okay, are you getting? तो हम स्टार्ट करते हैं कि मेन पॉइंट्स अबाउट द ट्रांसलेशन इन यूकैरियोट्स आर गिवन बिलो। ट्रांसलेशन इन यूकैरियोट्स में फर्स्ट पॉइंट है साइट वेयर द ट्रांसलेशन ऑकर्स। द ट्रांसलेशन ऑकर्स इन द साइटोप्लाज्म। लिसन केयरफुली। ट्रांसलेशन व्हिच ऑकर्स इनटू द साइटोप्लाज्म वेयर the ribosomes are located. Translation occurs in ribosome. Translation occurs in cytoplasm where the ribosomes are located. Ribosomes are made up of small and large subunit which surround the mRNA. In eukaryotic translation, ATS ribosome, it has two subunits, that is 40S and 60S subunits, and these 40S and 60S subunits are used in the process of translation. The mRNA is synthesized from the DNA only. In eukaryotes there is a single initiation and termination site. Okay, second point is that is a template. This uses an mRNA sequence as a template to guide the synthesis of a chain of amino acids that form the proteins. Many types of transcribed RNA such as transfer RNA, tRNA, ribosomal RNA, rRNA, and small nuclear RNA are not necessarily translated into an amino acid sequence. Then third main point is requirements. The translation process requires, क्या requirements हो सकती है? ट्रांसलेशन प्रोसेस में रिक्वायर्स है mRNA है, rRNA है, राइबोसोम है, 20 kinds of amino acids and a specific tRNA. This is the requirements. And which factors involved in the eukaryotic translation? factors involved here. In eukaryotes, several factors are used in chain initiation, such as elongation factor 2, elongation factor 3, elongation factor 4a, elongation factor 4a, elongation factor 4f, and elongation factor 4g. There are 6 elongation factors which involve into the eukaryotic translation. Two factors, elongation factor 1 and elongation factor 2, are used in chain elongation. There is a single release factor, that is a RF releasing factor, for recognition of 3 termination codons, that is UAA, UAG and UGA. Then enzymes which also involved in the eukaryotic translation. In eukaryotes, 2 types of enzymes are involved in the process of translation. Amino acid tRNA synthetase enzymes, which catalyze the binding between the specific RNAs and amino acids. Enzyme peptidyl transferase, which connect the A site and P site by forming the peptide bond during the elongation phase. Then codon is also involved in the translation. In the process of translation, 2 types of codons, start codon and stop codons, are involved in the process of translation in eukaryotes. Start codon, that is AUG, which initiates the process of translation, and one of the 3 stop codons, you know that there are 3 stop codons, that is UAA, UAG and UGA, is used for the chain termination. In eukaryotes and archaea, the amino acids encoded by the start codon, that is methionine, MET, methionine. Then main points which also involved in the translation of eukaryotes, that is starting amino acids. In eukaryotes, starting amino acids is methionine. Moreover, there is no overlapping of transcription and translation. Okay, these are the involvement, these are the necessary points to explain the all process of eukaryotic translation. In prokaryotic cells, transcription and translations are coupled, that is translation begins while the mRNA is still being synthesized. In eukaryotic cells, transcription occurs in the nucleus and translation which occurs in the cytoplasm. Very clearly, transcription occurs in nucleus and translation which occurs in cytoplasm. Okay, are you getting? Mechanism of translation in eukaryotes. You know that the mechanism of translation in eukaryotes, mechanism of translation in eukaryotes is similar to that the prokaryotes in several aspects. We already studied this 4 stages of translation in prokaryotes. First one is activation, second one is initiation, third one is elongation, and fourth one is termination. Likewise, there are 4 stages also involved in the eukaryotic translation. So let us discuss about the first stage, that is the initiation. The first stage, that is the activation, it is not an essential step of translation. This occurs some way in prokaryotes. In eukaryotes, this is the first stage, that is the initiation. So let us start with the first stage, that is the initiation. Initiation, what is initiation? That means the process of translation which is initiate it or start. Methionine, you know that amino acids which start the process of translation, and methionized tRNA binds to starting AUG, a large subunit, that is 60S subunit, then clamps on the top of all the components with the tRNA at the P site. Look at the diagram. There is a starting codon, small ribosomal subunit, mRNA binding site. Look at the diagram. This is the start codon, small ribosomal subunit, mRNA binding site. This is mRNA, and this is the initiator tRNA, which binds with the methionine, and in the presence of GTP which converted into GDP, then a large subunit, on the large subunit, the translation initiation complex which forms. The first process, that is initiation, where the ribosome attached to the mRNA strand. In the first process, where the ribosomes attached to the mRNA strand, which involving at least 2 initiation factors and divided into 3 steps. First step is formation of 43S pre-initiation complex. Second step is formation of 40S initiation complex, and third step is formation of 80S initiation complex. First steps क्या है? 43S pre-initiation complex formation. दूसरी steps है 48S initiation complex formation, and तीसरी steps है 80S initiation complex formation steps, and at least 2 initiation factors which involved in the process in this stage, that is the initiation stage. Okay. Then in this process, how the 43S pre-initiation complex which forms? A ternary complex containing met tRNA and elongation factor 2 bounds to GTP and attached to 40S ribosomal subunits, and 2 for 43 years pre-initiation complex. Look at here once again, a ternary complex containing look at here, a ternary complex containing methionine tRNA and elongation factor 2 bound to GTP and attached to 40S ribosomal subunit, and इसके बाद 43 years pre-initiation complex formed हो गया in the presence of elongation factor 3 and elongation factor 1A stabilize this complex. Then second formation क्या है? 48S initiation complex. How it is formed? The binding of mRNA to 43 pre-initiation complex, which result in the formation of 48S initiation complex. Elongation factor 4E is formed by the association of elongation factor 4G, elongation factor 4A with the elongation factor 4E. The elongation factor 4F, which is referred to as a cap binding protein, binds to the cap of mRNA. Cap binding protein, let me know what is known as a cap binding protein. Okay, that is the elongation factor 4F. Then elongation factor 4A and elongation factor 4B binds to mRNA and reduces its complex structures. This mRNA is then transferred to 43S complex. The ribosomal initiation complex scan the mRNA for identification of appropriate initiation codon and 5' AUG is the initiation codon. Third steps, that is formation of 40S initiation complex. 40S तो हो गया पहले 43, बाद में 48S, अभी क्या देखेंगे 80S initiation complex, how it is formed. 48S initiation complex binds to larger unit, that is the 60S ribosomal subunit, and to form the initiation complex. The binding involves hydrolyze the GTP bonds to elongation factor 2. This step is facilitated by the involvement of elongation factor 5. As the ATS complex is formed, the initiation factors bonds to 43S initiation complex are released and recycled. Okay, look at the pictures here. The tRNA with the amino acids which attach, polypeptide formation, ribosome, then ribosome, that is the ATS ribosome. It has a larger unit, it has smaller unit. The larger unit is 60S and smaller unit is 40S. Here is the amino acids. This is the amino acids and phenyl, then TRP. Then this is the formation of polypeptide chain and the amino acid chain, the tRNA with amino acids which attach. Then the tRNA, it has a anticodon, and mRNA has a codon, then it forms. Then how it is? Okay. In this formation initiation factors, there are 3 factors which forms. Already we studied here. First factor is 40S, second factor is 48S, and third factor form, that is the ATS in pre-initiation complex form. Then in this process, the process of initiation of translation in eukaryotes is of 2 types. First type is cap dependent initiation and second type is cap independent initiation. ओके, पहली टाइप कौन सी है? कैप डिपेंडेंट, और दूसरी है कैप इंडिपेंडेंट टाइप ऑफ ट्रांसलेशन इन यूकैरियोट्स. कैप डिपेंडेंट इनिशिएशन में क्या है? इनिशिएशन of translation usually involve the interaction of certain key proteins with the special tag bound to the 5' aid of the mRNA molecules, the 5' cap. The protein factors binds to the small ribosomal subunits. This is also referred to as a 40S subunits. And the initiation factors host to the mRNA in place. The eukaryotic initiation factors, that is 3 factors: elongation, initiation factor 3 is associated with the small ribosomal subunit and is plays the role in keeping the large ribosomal subunit from prematurely binding. The factor elongation initiation factor 3 also interact with the elongation factor 4F complex, which consists of 3 other initiation factors, that is elongation factor 4A, elongation factor 4E, and elongation factor 4G. The factor elongation factor 4G is a protein which directly associates with the elongation factor 3 and others components. This is the cap dependent initiation complex. In this cap dependent initiation also the elongation initiation factor 4E is cap binding proteins. Elongation factor 4E is a cap binding protein. It is the rate limiting step of cap dependent initiation and is often cleaved from the complex by some viral protease to limit the cell ability to translate its transcripts. The elongation initiation factors 4A is an ATP dependent RNA helicase which aids the ribosome or resolving the certain secondary structures formed by the mRNA transcript. There is another protein associated with the elongation initiation factor 4F complex, the poly A binding protein, that is a PABP, poly A binding protein, the short form of PABP, capital P, capital A, capital B, capital P, that is a poly A binding proteins, which binds to poly A tail of the most eukaryotic mRNA molecules. This protein is considered to play a role in circulations of the mRNA during translation. This pre-initiation complex 43S subunits or 40S and mRNA along with the protein factors move along the mRNA chain toward the 3' end. It scans for the start codon, typically that is AUG, on the mRNA. The start codon indicates the site where the mRNA begins coding for the proteins. In eukaryotes and archaea, the amino acids encoded by the start codon is methionine. The initiator tRNA charge with mate forms and initiator with from the mate forms. Okay, again. Then initiator tRNA charge with the mate form spans the ribosomal complex, and thus all the proteins start with these amino acids. F-mate charge initiator tRNA is brought to the P sites of the small ribosomal subunits by eukaryotic initiation factors. It hydrolyzes the GTP and the signal for the dissociation of several factors from the small ribosomal subunits, which result in the association of the large subunit, that is the 60S. The complete ribosome, that is the 80S, then commences translation elongation, during which the sequence between the start and stop codon is translated from the mRNA into an amino acid sequence. In this way, the protein is synthesized. Then second step, that is the elongation. Before going to elongation, we should know that the second, that is the steps which involved into the initiation, that is a cap independent initiation. First one is a cap dependent initiation. We already studied here. Now we are going to study on the cap independent initiation. This is a lesser known that method of translation in eukaryotes. This method of translation has been recently discovered. It has been found to be important in the condition that requires the translation of specific mRNA. It works despite the cellular trace or inability to translate the most mRNA. Examples of such type of translation are factors responding to apoptosis and trace-induced responses. The best studied examples of the cap-independent mode of translation initiation in eukaryotes is internal ribosome entry sites, that is IRES approach. The main difference between the cap-independent translation and cap-dependent translation is that the former does not require the ribosome to start the scanning from the 5' end of the mRNA cap until the start codon. This is the difference between the cap dependent initiation and cap independent initiation. Okay, The next steps is elongation. Next steps is elongation. Second, in these steps, ribosomes which elongate the polypeptide chains by the sequencing addition of amino acids. Amino acid sequence is determined by the order of codon in a specific mRNA. Elongation, a cyclic process which involves meaning certain elongation factors. Elongation may be divided into three steps: binding of amino acids tRNA to A sites first steps, दूसरी steps है binding peptide bond formation, और तीसरी steps है translation. These are the three steps which involved into the elongation. Okay, elongation is a dependent on the eukaryotic elongation factors. At the end of the initiation steps, the mRNA is positioned so that the next codon can be translated during the elongation stage of protein synthesis. The initiator tRNA occupies the P sites in the ribosomes, and initiator tRNA occupies the P site in the ribosomes, and the A site is ready to receive the amino acid tRNA. During chain elongation, each additional amino acids is added to the nascent polypeptide chain in the three steps microcycle. The steps in which the microcycles are: first one is positioning the correct amino acid tRNA in the A sites of the ribosomes. Second microcycle steps is forming the polypeptide bond, and third one is shifting the mRNA by one codon relative to ribosome. Translation machinery works relatively slowly compared to the enzyme system that catalyze the DNA replication. Proteins are synthesized at the rate of only 18 amino acid residues per second, where the bacterial replisomes synthesize DNA at the rate of 1000 nucleotides per second. This difference in rate reflects in part the difference between the polymerizing 4 types of nucleotide to make a nucleic acids and polymerizing 20 types of amino acids to make the proteins. Testing and rejecting the incorrect amino acid tRNA molecules takes time. Slow protein synthesis takes place. The rate of transcription in prokaryotes is approximately 55 nucleotides per second, which corresponds to about 8 codons per second, or same rate at which the mRNA is translated. In bacteria, translation initiation occurs as soon as the 5' end of the mRNA is synthesized and translation and transcription is coupled. The tight coupling is not possible in eukaryotes because the transcription and translation are carried out in separate compartments of the cell. For example, nucleus and cytoplasm. It means that transcription which takes place occurs into the nucleus, and translation which occurs into the cytoplasm. Eukaryotic mRNA precursors must be proceed in the nucleus. For example, capping for polyadenylation, splicing, before they are exported to the cytoplasm for the translation. This is the 3 steps which involve first steps is that is the amino acid tRNA, that is the ribosome waiting for the next amino acid tRNA, that is the coding. Second step is that is the peptide bond formation. First one is decoding, second steps that is the peptide bond formation, and third one is translocation. And then the growing polypeptides which form this process, which repeats until reaching a stop codon. That is this process is known as elongation in translation. In elongation and translation, incoming tRNA, anticodon, then growing polypeptide chains which continue up to the stop codon. This is the process which involved in it. Then elongation step, GTP is hydrolyzed to move the amino acids part of the A site tRNA fully into the large subunit A site. Then elongation factor Tu leaves at this point to be recharged with the GTP. Then binding amino acid tRNA to A sites, the ATS initiation complex contains met tRNA, methionine tRNA in the P sites and A sites is free. Another amino acid tRNA is placed in the A sites. This requires a proper codon to recognition on the mRNA and involvement of elongation factor first A and supply the energy by the GTP. The amino acid tRNA is placed in the A site, elongation factor A and elongation and GTP are recycled to bring the another amino acid tRNA. Second step, that is the peptide bond formation. In peptide bond formation, peptide transferase catalyze the formation of peptide bond. Net results of the peptide bond formation is the attachment of the growing peptide chain to the tRNA in a site. Then third step, that is the translocation. The ribosome moves to the next codon of mRNA toward the 3' end. This process is called it as a translocation, and it involves the movement of growing peptide chain from A site to P site. Translocation which requires elongation factor 2 and GTP. GTP get hydrolyzed and supply the energy to move the mRNA. Elongation factor 2 and GTP complex recycled for the translocation. Then termination. This is the third steps of translation in eukaryotes, that is the termination. One of the stop signal UGA, UAG and UGA terminates the growing polypeptides when ribosome encounters. This is the last phase of translation. Termination which occurs when one or three termination codon moves into the A sites. These codons are not recognized by the tRNAs. Termination of elongation is dependent on the eukaryotic releasing factors, that is RF releasing factors. In eukaryotes, there is only one releasing factor, that is ERF, small e, capital R, capital F, which recognize all three stop codons. In bracket में लिख सकते हो releasing factor 1, releasing factor 2, releasing factor 3. In the prokaryotes we will study it. However, all process of termination is similar to that of the process of prokaryotes. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic translation, we can differentiate here. We have only the basic steps involved in the protein synthesis in the both eukaryotes and prokaryotes. However, the protein synthesis differ in the several aspects in those groups. Particulars, that means that in eukaryotes, polymerase which use in once in prokaryotes. Polymerase use once in prokaryotes. Polymerase use several times in eukaryotes. Ribosome, that is the 70S ribosome which use in prokaryotes, and in eukaryotes that is 80S ribosomes with their units, that is 40S and 60S. Then transcription and translation can overlap in prokaryotes. Translation and transcription does not overlap in eukaryotes. Starting of amino acids, which start from the starting amino acids in prokaryote, that is the N-formyl methionine, and methionine is a starting amino acids in eukaryotes. Initiation and termination site, that is several sites are found into the prokaryotes and only single site which is found into the eukaryotes. Initiation factor which use in the prokaryote, that is initiation factor 1, initiation factor 2, initiation factor 3. Only three factors which use into the prokaryotic translation initiation. That is, in eukaryotes there are that is elongation initiation factor 2, elongation initiation factor 3, elongation initiation factor 4a, elongation initiation factor 4e, elongation elongation initiation factor 4F and elongation initiation factor 4G. There are 6 elongation factors which involved or used into the eukaryotes. The chain elongation factors which are used into the prokaryotes, that is the elongation factor T4, elongation factor that is the TU, that is TU, and TS, and elongation factor G. Here in the eukaryotes only 2 elongation factor 1 and elongation factor 2. In prokaryote there are 3 elongation factor we will use, that is elongation factor TU and elongation factor TS and elongation factor G. Releasing factors, there are 3 releasing factors which involved into the prokaryotes, that is releasing factor 1, releasing factor 2, releasing factor 3, and in eukaryotes only 1 releasing factors. And synthesis of mRNA, which is from DNA or RNA in prokaryotes, and synthesis of mRNA only from the RNA. So this is the basic difference between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic translation. In termination process, in eukaryotes, elongation factor 1 recognize all 3 stops codon, and elongation releasing factor 3 stimulate the termination events. Once the release factor binds, the ribosome unit falls apart, releasing the large and small unit. The tRNA carrying the polypeptide is also released, freeing of the polypeptide product. This is the process, that is the third one process, that is the termination. Elongation continue until the stop codon on the mRNA is released, that is the stop codon, that is UAA, UAG and UGA. These three termination codon. The polypeptide is then released from the ribosome by the releasing factors. This is here in the explanation. This is the releasing factors. Free polypeptide chain of amino acids, and no anticodon on the mRNA tRNA matched to the stop codon, and releasing factors binds to the stop codon. This is the releasing factors. Peptidal transferase is triggers and causing release the polypeptide from the tRNA, and tRNA is ejected, and the ribosome subunit separates and releasing factor is ejected. This is the releasing factors, and growing the polypeptide chain, first step, second step, and third steps, and thank you very much. Before going to learn about the more details in the prokaryotes, you have to describe the all steps here. There are 3 steps, that is the initiation steps, second one is elongation, and third one is termination. Elongation, termination and elongation, and we should know the difference between the translation in eukaryotes and translation in prokaryotes. There are the certain points which explain here. I hope that you are getting well. Thank you very much. Before going to leave this lecture, you have to subscribe, like करो, और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो, लाइक करो एंड शेयर करो. थैंक यू.